All right. Hey, everybody. Q92 Morning Show. Christian and Lauren here, being joined, as we told you today, by Barry Kurtz, Shinedown drummer, who is one of the guys behind Shinedown. They have their own sauce now. Symptom Chipotle Garlic Sauce. It's how you can buy it right now at shinedown.com. Barry, first of all, thanks for taking the time to talk to us, man. We appreciate you.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me on.
All right, so how do we go from a drummer of Shinedown to sauce maker of Shinedown? How did this whole idea come to fruition for you guys?
It's a strange world. You never know. Honestly, I've been a hot sauce fan my whole life. Ever since I was a little kid, I've just been addicted to hot sauce. If you saw my fridge at home, half the fridge is full of hot sauces. My wife makes fun of my addiction. But it happened when Torchbearer, the lovely gentleman over there, contacted the label and said, "Hey, do you think any of your artists might be interested in collabing on a hot sauce?" And I raised my hand and said, "Absolutely, I'm your guy." And so for the past 6 months, we started with emails, just kind of what we were looking for, what I liked in the hot sauce, what they like, and kind of just collabed on flavors and flavor profiles. Then he started sending over some samples, and then we'd adjust from there. And I had more samples than I knew what to do with, and I'd take them to parents' house, friends' house, have them try things, give me their feedback. And we ended up landing on 3 sauces that we really like. And the first one being the Symptom Chipotle sauce that we just released. And we wanted it to be not only a flavorful hot sauce, and it's still got a little bit of heat on the back end, but a little bit more mild, so anybody could really get into it and enjoy it and I wanted to be able to be enjoyed on just about anything, not super boutique-y to where, it only goes really well with this one food. It's something you can eat on a slice of pizza, or you can have on your breakfast or whatever. So it's been a fun collab, and we've had a good time so far.
So they gave you a lot of insight. They let you really help drive this as far. It wasn't just like, here's a sauce, we're going to put Shinedown's name behind it. You really were able on the entire process to steer kind of the ship.
Absolutely. Yeah. We had a great working relationship with Vid, and I consider him a friend now. I would never put Shinedown in the position of, hey, we weren't really part of this, That's not what we just like our music. We have to be honest in everything, and I'm not gonna get this soda bottle and slap Shinedown on it, and none of us drink soda. We're not gonna do that.
Yeah. So I have a question, because I know in my household, my son and my husband they literally put hot sauce on everything. I heard you mention breakfast. It's always on eggs for my husband and my son.
Right.
They love to put hot sauce on their pizza, pretty much anything. I mean, even rotisserie chicken. I've caught my son just dumping hot sauce on rotisserie chicken. So, my question to you is, I like hot, but I don't like hot. And I don't want something that is going to it's going to be so hot that I don't taste anything after that. And I've heard that this sauce is actually just absolutely, it does the exact opposite. It is full of flavor. And it's not something that's going to scorch your taste buds so much that you can't enjoy the flavor that comes with it or what you're having it with.
I promise it won't take your head off at all. It's not that it wasn't intended to be that style of hot sauce. And you have a bottle right there. So, I'm just saying you could.
And I have several recipes too to try. And I was intrigued. I told him, I'm like, this is right up my alley. This chicken tortilla soup recipe. I might be using some of that in this.
Now, Barry, were you part of putting together the recipes too?
Those are my recipes. I wrote them all.
These are no kidding.
Oh my gosh, Look at you. So
those are recipes for my home.
Okay, so you make this for your family. When you go on the road, because now I'm kind of getting a fuller picture of Barry and who Barry is. You're the foodie kind of when you're on the road, do you cook for these guys?
Every once in a while we'll cook. So myself and Zach, I would say, are the foodies. I'm a little more adventurous than he is, but Zach's a really good, he's from Memphis, Tennessee. He's really good at barbecue. So a lot of times we carry a grill on the road, and we'll get up in the morning and we'll put a bunch of pork butts, some ribs, whatever, and we'll cook for all the bands and crews when we have a day that we're able to do that and we have enough time, just to give people a sense of home, because when you're on the road, you just eat a bunch of crap for the most part. And it's really hard to find good meals. So if you can get somebody a home cooked meal, that's fun to do. So yeah, occasionally it's a lot busier now than what it used to be. When we were an opening band, you had a little bit more time to do these kinds of things, but nowadays you're quite busier. But anytime I get a chance to cook, I love to. That's my, I don't always just want to, drums is my main passion, but cooking is a very close second. And sometimes I just don't want to hit things. I just want to cook in the kitchen and enjoy myself.
Yeah, no, I love that so much. And are there more sauces coming?
There are. We did a total of 3. There's 2 more coming. There'll be one coming out midsummer, one early fall. That way there's a nice 3-pack for the holiday season for all your gift giving ideas. But they're all three very different from each other, but they're really good hot sauces. We wanted to make sure that, it wasn't just three of almost the same thing, but different heat levels. That's kind of boring. So they're different, but they're all really good hot sauces at what they are and what their flavor profiles are.
Now Barry, I don't have the hottest palate. Is there any chance that Barry would ever get in the lab and come out with maybe a nice honey barbecue?
Like a sweet and sassy barbecue or something.
I'll never turn it down, but if you can't handle heat, I promise you could probably handle this. My own daughter, who can only eat the green Tabasco sauce is hot to her, loves this hot sauce and eats it on everything now.
All right, now let me ask you this. Any of our listeners here in Canton, Ohio, when they go to shinedown.com and they buy themselves a bottle of this and they see there's recipes, if Barry was going to say, all right, make this first and with my sauce, which one of these recipes would you say you got to start with this?
Well, if you get up in the morning, you got to start with the Bloody Mary. Now,
there you go.
Past that, it depends on what your skill level in the kitchen is or your desire to be in the kitchen. I would say the gumbo, but that's an intensive recipe. That's something that's going to take you a while to make. So,
right.
Maybe the chicken tortilla soup, because those ingredients are readily available even in Ohio. I don't know if you're buying oysters too much in Ohio, so I wouldn't say the oysters.
We have them, but
you have it, but yeah, I'd rather be coastal.
Oyster, yeah. Yeah.
So the chicken tortilla soup, you could use a leftover rotisserie chicken to make that soup. So it's a pretty simple recipe that I think kind of goes across the board. Anybody enjoys a good chicken soup, so I would start there.
Yeah. This is awesome, man, to see you guys having a success and now branching out to other areas. I mean, 2024 already has been one hell of a year for Shinedown. I mean, with the success of A Symptom, the song crossing over to so many radio genres. Not the first time you guys have done that at Shinedown.
But it's been a minute.
Yeah, I mean, but to have it happen again and have a song that was released a year ago, still, growing and doing so well. I mean, how has it been for you personally to just sit and watch this thing develop as slow as it has, but as steady as it has, and bring, I believe, a whole new audience to Shinedown?
Yeah, I pinch myself. Really, I pinch myself, but at the same time, I know the amount of work that we've all put behind it, and the amount of work, especially that Brent does, visiting radio stations, traveling, talking, doing all those things. It doesn't just climb on its own. It takes a team and it takes effort. But I think because the song is an honest song and lots of people can really relate to the message on it, is why it's doing so well. And it's nice, honestly, selfishly, it's nice to see a rock song and a rock band on the top 40 charts, because that's rare, and it didn't always used to be that way. When we were younger, 80s, top 40 radio was just good songs front to back, and be Madonna into Bon Jovi into whatever. It's kind of changed and everything's become so genre specific. This is a rock station, this is an alternative station. It's like, come on, if a good song is a good song, just play it. And I think this is kind of showing that to the world, and I hope it helps to create a trend back to, it's about the song, not just who you are, what genre you fit in.
Well, it's funny too, because obviously I'm a big Shinedown fan. We talked to you guys before on the show, but I mean, that happened. You're right, in radio stations where everything just got very this box over here, and we don't mix the boxes. But and they said rock went away. But man, when you'd go to concerts like here in Ohio, Rock on the Range, now Sonic Temple. I know you guys are headlining Incarceration Fest coming up in Mansfield. It's not far from here at all. Actually, we gave away tickets to that. You go to those concerts, you go to these music festivals. Rock never went away.
Rock never died. And I'll tell you this: go to one of those alternative band shows, and they're playing to maybe 5,000 people at tops. You have a lot of tastemakers in certain areas that are telling you what's popular and cool, and they're not listening to the local people in those areas. Ohio listeners listen to music differently than where I'm at in Jacksonville, Florida. We have the bands that we like, and it's radio used to be, we're going to play for the people in our local community. And it's unfortunately gotten away from that. And I hope, and I'm saying this nicely because they've been playing Shinedown for a long time, but I'd love to see the corporate conglomerate kind of take a step back and listen to their local radio jocks on what's going on in the local market.
And also Shinedown, it looks like you guys kind of maybe got something cooking other than sauce. I mean, you guys, there's a lot of stuff out there back in the studio. I mean, are we going to have more new Shinedown music?
Sooner than you think. Yeah, I actually last week spent 5 days in the studio with Eric at his studio where we did the last record in Charleston, and recorded some new Shinedown songs. We're a little further ahead than we thought we'd be, which is great. And I would imagine you will hear some new Shinedown towards the end of this year, very early next year.
Is there, like, when you guys do your albums, do you kind of come in and just let the songs take you where they go? Or is it kind of like there's a theme, an idea? Like when Shinedown decides to put a new record together, what is kind of your guys' formula you've had over the years? Or has it evolved?
I wish we could say there was a formula. It's very song dependent, and it's very what's happening at that moment in time. So if you look at, for example, Attention was very much a concept record, because when the song started coming together, there was a story there. We're like, oh, this is a story. Yeah. So this is what we're going to do. And then getting into Planet Zero, it also kind of had that theme, but it was a little more loose. It wasn't telling the story front to back, but everything kind of connected because that was written during the pandemic time. So there's a lot of that imagery. That's what we were going through, and all of us were going through at the same time. And it's symptom being human and things of that nature. We were all trying to navigate these new weird waters. We have to see what these songs are on this record to see what this record will be. Once we have the grouping of songs, say 15, 20 songs, we'll pick the best ones that go together, 11, 12 of those, and then that's going to be what it is. But it really is, you have to let the songs dictate what this is going to be. You don't know until they're done, and then all of a sudden the visuals start popping off in our brains, and we go, oh, I think this. And I'm lucky enough to be surrounded by extremely creative guys and very talented guys. So when we're in this mode, it's kind of exciting to see everything come together.
It's awesome, man. We're big fans of Shinedown here at Q92. You guys have always been so nice to us. Anytime we've gotten a chance to interview any of you or talk to you, or you come on the shows, you guys are nothing but it's a pleasure talking to you guys. And you're just one of those bands, as successful as you are, like people, we just root for people. It's hard not to root for Shinedown. Yeah, because you're one of the good ones, man. You're one of the good ones. You guys have
always been so good to us.
And again, it is out now. Shinedown.com. You can buy it. Get your Symptom sauce. There's more coming. Barry, thank you so much for the time, man. We appreciate, you know how busy you guys are. We're looking forward to the new Shinedown album later on this year and new music. And good luck with the sauce. Can't wait for the next ones to come out.
Thank you. And two things. One, I appreciate the support because this band was built on radio, and we never forget that. So thank you. And number two, I know you're both lightweights, but I expect next time I see you that bottle's cracked open and you give it a taste.
You got it. That's a deal, Barry, man.
I think I'll do better than he will.
She probably will. I might tear up, but I'll do it.
You're going to be fine. I promise. You're going to be fine.
Thank you so much, Barry. We appreciate it.